Before a single word is spoken in this courtroom, understand this. This case is not just about a sentence, it's about control, boundaries, and what happens when the justice system decides someone can no longer be trusted outside its walls. We have allegations of domestic violence, violations of a protection order, a cut ankle monitor, and a victim who says the abuse didn't stop when the violence did. As this sentencing unfolds, pay close attention to the excuses, the emotions, and the judge's reaction, because everything said here will shape a life-changing decision.
Jeremy Litterall, 25 CR 42618. Present before the court is Mr. Litterall, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Represented by Ms. Carr. We have Mr. Harris from the prosecutor's office, Ms. Kennard from the victim's advocate's office, Officer Tork from probation. We are here today for sentencing. Everybody had the opportunity to review the PSI.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
34 days of jail time credit, no restitution. Sound right to everybody?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harris, on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, the state is unclear about the dynamics of this relationship, but realize, and I think the court is aware, that there was continued contact even while defendant was in jail, which is in violation of his protection order. Also, he's proved not to be amenable to community control based on that and the fact that he cut his monitor while on pretrial. I don't think there's any question that the defendant is not supervisable. We would ask you to impose the maximum sentence in this case.
This is a critical legal moment. The prosecutor isn't just arguing punishment, he's arguing risk. When the state says someone is not supervisable, that's courtroom language for probation will not work. Continued contact while under a protection order, especially from jail, is a serious violation. Protection orders exist to create distance and safety, and violating them signals defiance of court authority. So ask yourself, if someone ignores restrictions at their strictest, how would they behave with more freedom?
The victim did write a statement. She wanted that read to the court, and the victim advocate is present to read that at this time.
Okay.
To the court and honorable judge, I am here today as a person who has experienced domestic violence and terroristic threats. The abuse I endured did not end when the violence stopped. It has followed me into every part of my life, my sleep, my sense of safety, my relationships, and even the way I move through the world. I have lived with anxiety, hypervigilance, and a constant sense of walking on eggshells. Simple things, a sudden noise, a raised voice, a reminder of that time can send my body back into survival mode. The abuse broke my trust in someone I love. I hope this sentence reflects not only the pain he caused, but also the importance of boundaries, safety, and respect for every person's right to live without fear. Thank you, Your Honor, for the time and attention to this case. I appreciate the time you have taken and allowed me to be heard. To Jeremy, you hurt me. You broke something sacred when you chose to treat me the way you did. I trusted you with my heart, with our children, with our safety. And you took that trust and turned it into fear. You twisted love into control. I never knew which version of you I would get. The one who said he loved me, or the one who made me feel small, scared, and worthless. I just wanted you, the real you, and the family we built together. We created a life. I gave you everything I had. My heart, my loyalty, my time, my patience, and my forgiveness. I kept believing that once the addiction was gone, maybe the man I loved would come back. But every time you disappeared, lashed out, or threatened to kill me, every time you looked at me with hate instead of love, you proved that hope was futile. I remember what it was like to walk on eggshells around you, to study the look in your eyes, to measure every word before I spoke, to brace myself for what might come next. That kind of fear eats away at you from the inside out. It steals your peace, it silences your laughter, it teaches you to disappear inside your own home. I still wake in the middle of the night shaking, heart pounding, crying, as memories crash back like waves. They remind me of what I survived. And as if the years of pain, abuse, neglect, and isolation weren't enough, I saw the truth. I saw the messages, hundreds of them, the nude pictures, both sent and received, the propositions for hookups, the promises of payment and gift cards and crack. At least you were honest once. When you told someone you had solicited a hookup, you were neither trustworthy nor honest. You accused me of cheating because you already were. In August, while telling a surgery recovery nurse about your protective wife, you were sending and receiving nude pictures to Stacy and strangers, soliciting and telling them you were recovering from a bad divorce, a divorce that wasn't even filed until October. You called others the pet names that once belonged to me. You asked me to wait for you, even if you shared many sexual conversations with strangers. While I was home trying to pick up the pieces of what you and addiction destroyed, you were chasing cheap thrills, like we never mattered, like I never mattered. That realization hit me harder than you ever could, because it showed me the truth, your bold-faced lies, your calculated deceit, and your complete lack of remorse. So please hear me clearly. Move on with your life without me. Because I am done carrying the weight of your choices, I am moving on too. But not with anyone else. I'm moving on to peace, to healing, to freedom. I'm choosing joy instead of sorrow, calm instead of chaos, safety instead of fear. You broke my heart, you shattered our family, you left scars. But I am still standing stronger, wiser, and finally free. Free from fear, free from false hope that you'd choose to be the man you promised to be. So yes, move on with your life without me.
This is the emotional core of the case, and legally, it matters. Victim impact statements aren't evidence of guilt, but they absolutely influence sentencing. What stands out here isn't just pain, it's pattern. Fear, control, manipulation, and emotional trauma that outlasts physical abuse. The judge is hearing how the defendant's actions affected sleep, safety, and mental health. So here's the question: when someone says they've changed, how much weight should that carry against years of documented fear?
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Harris?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Torek?
Your Honor, there is one matter regarding the monitor that Mr. Literal cut off. The monitor itself was recovered, however, the beacon was not, nor the battery pack, and an outstanding balance. The lost equipment totals $395 according to Officer Smalls, and there is a balance of GPS fees. Just wanted to state that for the record.
Okay. Ms. Carr?
Thank you, Your Honor. Excuse me. In addition to what we discussed in chambers, Your Honor, I asked my clients about the contacts that have occurred since our plea when we were here back in October and today. As to that, Your Honor, my client mistakenly was under the impression that upon the plea that we made on, I think it was October 6th, no, I'm sorry, October 20th, that my client did believe that the protection order was no longer in effect, and thus he believed that he could have some contact with her. He does understand now that that was incorrect, and he does not intend to contact her anymore. He was under that mistaken impression, I believe, because she contacted him through his father, telephone calls, to try to set up some home waves. So I think he thought that everything was okay as far as contact pending sentencing. That's all I have on behalf of Mr. Literal at this time.
Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Literal?
Yes, Your Honor. May I stand?
Sure.
I made a horrible mistake with cutting off the ankle monitor, and I realized that everything that I just heard from the victim advocate is brand new information to me. I was told by my father, because of my wife, ex-wife now, that we were able to have contact because I did plead guilty, and how mistakenly wrong I was, because it cost me 15 days in solitary confinement. I never did those things that she said that I did in that last reading, but that's neither here nor there. I want to sincerely apologize to the court, to you, Your Honor, for the time that this has taken. I ask you for mercy, Your Honor. I have a mother that had brain surgery, bleeding in the brain and a stroke, and she's at home hoping to see me for Christmas, which I don't know if that's going to happen. My father has stage 3 multiple myeloma, who was doing his best to try and help me out while I'm here. He never stalked my wife, and there was hope, and she kept giving me hope. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. And I did, and it cost me trouble. It caused me the trouble. I'm not blaming anything on my wife. I'm the one here in cuffs, but Your Honor, I'm asking you please for mercy. I cut the ankle monitor off because I panicked. My ankle monitor kept saying, contact your enforcement officer, contact the officer, and I tried and nobody would call me back. And I panicked and I cut it off. I went to treatment. I went to mental health treatment. I'm talking to mental health in the jail. Please take this into consideration, Your Honor. Please, I'm so sorry.
This is where accountability, or the lack of it, becomes crystal clear. The defense frames violations as misunderstandings. The defendant admits to cutting off the monitor but explains it as panic, confusion, and miscommunication. Yet notice the pattern: responsibility is acknowledged only halfway. The court hears apologies, but also denial of key allegations. Judges listen carefully for ownership, not excuses. So ask yourself, is this genuine remorse, or regret for getting caught?
Please have mercy on me. That's all.
Literal, you strike me as the kind of person that's going to do what they're going to do. You know, first of all, the monitor situation sort of speaks for itself. The issue with the plea, you didn't really take any responsibility for what you did, other than the fact that you didn't want a felony. Yeah, I'm going to send you to 180 days in jail. I'm going to credit you the 34 days that you have already done. I'm going to make you eligible for the litter pickup program. So if you want to go pick up trash on the crew, you'll get an additional 1 day of jail time credit for every day that you do. Over the course of a 6-month sentence, that really racks up. I'm not going to impose a fine. I am going to impose the cost plus the money that's owed to community corrections, which we'll probably never see. And we have 34 days of jail time credit. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank
No,
you.
Your Honor. Thank you.
There's no community control imposed, correct, Your Honor?
I mean, he's on community control while he's in the jail, but because it's a misdemeanor and I'm imposing the maximum penalty, there's not really much else I can do to him. But yes, technically you're on community control while you're in the jail. All right, that's all. Good luck to you, Mr. Literal.
The judge ultimately imposes the maximum misdemeanor sentence, 180 days, citing the ankle monitor violation and lack of responsibility. No probation. No fine. Just jail time, with limited opportunity to reduce it through work programs. This ruling sends a clear message: court orders are not suggestions. When safety boundaries are crossed repeatedly, consequences follow. If you found this case as powerful and disturbing as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more in-depth, no-nonsense courtroom breakdowns. Justice doesn't end at sentencing, and neither do we.
On the 395, does that go to community corrections or does it go to BI?
Those are the one.